In this lesson, we're going to start putting in what we need to make the death screen. So the death screen is going to be what sort of fades in as the player is being attacked. So if the player is being hit by the flamethrower for long enough, then the screen will fade all the way to the color we specify for the death screen, and some text will come up and say game over or you're dead or something like that. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to create a new game object. We're going to create a UI. We're going to create a panel. Okay, so we have our canvas here and we have our panel, and we can see over here we have a source image on this panel. I'm going to go ahead and just click this little circle next to it and then click on none. That way it's just a square, not with the rounded edges, so that's fine. And I'm going to just go ahead and decrease the alpha. So I selected the color and this popped up, and I went to the alpha channel and just drug that down to 0. That way it is 100% transparent, just like that. That's fine. And this is what we're going to fade from one color to another color in order to get our death screen. So we'll leave it like that for now. That we're just setting up some of these things. Let's go ahead and also add in some text. So right click on canvas, and then we're going to add in a UI text. And I'm going to go ahead and click the little 2D button up here in the scene view. Switch over to 2D view, and I'm going to use the scroll wheel to zoom out. Then I can hold in Control and Alt and left click and drag to pan around. I'm going to zoom in again using the scroll wheel. Now I can see this a little better. And zoom out a little bit again. I want to maybe go ahead and just increase this a little bigger. So I'm dragging this out, but now I'm going to hold in Alt so I can scale it from the middle. And just like that's fine. Now what I want to do is I want to change the text to say, let's just go with game over. That's pretty standard. So game over. And I also want to change the color. So go down to color, select that, and we'll make that just sort of a almost white color like that. I want to select best fit to make it, fit as well as it can into that space there between the size of 10 and 40 for font size. And then I'm also going to just center it both ways, just like that. And then finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I like to do for most of my UI, is just drag these crosshairs into the corners of this box, just like that. And then if I play, to make sure that looks okay here in this view, and I might need to actually go ahead and try this on maximize, make sure it looks good then as well. And that looks like it'll work. Of course, we need to not have it up constantly. That'd be kind of bad. So let's go ahead and just deactivate this game object right there, clicking that little check mark. Next thing we can do is we can go into MonoDevelop and start working on adding in a function that's going to manage our player health. So we're in the player health and attack script, and we're going to create a new function, and this new function is going to be called manage health. So it's going to be a void function called manage health. And we're going to need to make a new variable up here. It's going to be, we can make this one private, should be fine. And it's going to be just a variable to say, is the character dead or are they alive? So it's going to be a bool. It says dead. That's going to be the name of it. So dead. So if this is true, then of course, well, the player's dead. So we need to check to see here in our manage health, well, is the player dead? Because then there's going to be stuff we need to do for that. Or if not, then there's a different set of things we got to do. So let's go ahead and say if not dead. So basically, if the player is alive, and the exclamation mark is just saying not. So basically, if this returns true, then the not will flip it, will invert it, and so this whole thing will end up saying false. So if you are dead, then this is going to return false because that's true, and then it's going to be set to false because of the exclamation mark. Cool, so yeah, that's how that works. So if the player is alive, we need to do a couple things. We need to see, are they being attacked? Well, then they need to take damage. Or if they're not being attacked, then they need to heal if they're not at full health. So let's go ahead and start putting that in here. So if being attacked, then in here we'll need to get code that will make the player take damage. I'm just putting a comment in here with the double / and then a little comment there. So we got that. Let's go ahead and say else if, so if they are not being attacked, then we need to do some stuff to see if are they at full health. So for that, we're going to have to create some new variables here. So first off, we're going to actually have to import a new library, and it's going to be the UI library, because we need to get access to the image class, which is in that. So I'm going to say using Unity Engine.ui. And now we can create a variable, a public image variable. So we've imported this, which gives us access to the image class. And we're going to call this one, it's going to be for our death screen. So we need to go ahead and we'll just call it death screen. Okay, and I'll save that. And okay, so we have this. We also need to go ahead and figure out what is our start color. What is the color of the screen at the start? So I'm going to make another public variable for that. And it's going to be a color, so we're going to make it a color variable. And we're going to call it start color. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and make one that's for the end color. Just like that. Okay, now down here, we can see if the death screen dot color is equal to, so equivalent to, remember because we're doing this in a not equal to, so the not and the equal to the start color. Because we're checking to see if we need to heal. So that's why we need to do the not equal. So start color. And okay, and then so in here what we'll do is we will have some code that will heal. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in a comment there for heal. And that'll be good for now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next lesson.